Yeah, go ahead.
So I've been with Advisors Excel for about 15 years. I was employee number 42. So anybody under like 50 or under 100 like knows your number, because we've grown, exponentially over the last 15 years. So I was hired on back in 2008 when the market crashed, because I was doing full-time real estate, single mom at the time, and thought I need to find steady income. So knew a few people and got hired on, and have kind of bounced around, and have been in my role now for 10 plus years. But I help advisors like Joel all throughout the United States to help find the best products for their clients. So it's kind of a little bit about what I'm going to talk to you today about. So Joel said, I'm going to throw this event together and you're going to talk. And I'm like, what?
I forgot to tell her that we already had the date. So
Yes.
Okay.
So
We did send her an invitation though yesterday.
yeah. Literally put this presentation together a few days ago. So one of the topics that we talk to our advisors about a lot is just separating yourself from the competition and making sure that your clients and prospects know how you're different. So that's about what I'm going to talk to you about. So I'm assuming everybody in the audience, because you're here today at 11 o'clock in the afternoon, are retired? Yes? Okay. Well, you might know others that have not retired yet. So just maybe save some nuggets that I'm going to share with you today, and you can pass those on to those other folks that are still working. So whatever your dreams and are in retirement, obviously Joel is here to help you accomplish those dreams. One thing going into retirement that a lot of advisors will ask their prospects and clients are a couple of things, which you guys may have already answered this question yourself, but going into retirement, Jim, I'll ask you, what was like one of your number one concerns?
Unfortunately, one of them was making sure that I had something to do after I retired. Other than that, making sure that I was maintaining the same level of income.
Yes, yep.
Yeah.
So that's like one of the number one concerns that people will answer is not running out of money and having a steady, dependable stream of income. So whatever your dreams are in retirement, your financial advisor should be there to help you pursue those dreams. So the value of an independent opinion. So when you think about financial advisors, and this is something I learned 15 years ago, I thought that, when I started saving, I found myself an Edward Jones guy. Little did I know that my Edward Jones rep was only able to provide me with Edward Jones products and Edward Jones advice. And so when I went to work for Advisors Excel, I'm like, so what do we do? And we help independent financial advisors. So independent financial advisors is who we work with, and they're able to provide you with multiple different carrier options versus your Edward Jones, your Northwestern Mutual, the captive insurance advisors. So when Jim comes into Joel and he says, I'm getting ready to retire, I need to put together a full comprehensive plan to meet my needs, he can help him do that, and he gets in touch with me, provides me all the details of the plan, and then I can shop multiple different insurance carriers that's going to give him the best rate, the best cap, the best, no fees, that type of thing. So then I can go back to Joel and say, here are the best three options, and then he can meet with Jim and lay out those best three options. This is just a simple slide that kind of shows you, this is taken back from 2022, on the average expected retirement age among non-retirees was around the age of 66. Average actual retirement age among retirees is 61. So you can see kind of where people want to retire versus where they are expected to retire. So nowadays people are having to work longer because of inflation, because of the market, that type of thing. So you guys are in a good spot. Some different statistics. One that really caught my eye here was this last one, the percentage of workers who expect to work for pay in some capacity during their retirement. So, you know, a lot of people that do retire don't have enough or feel that they need to continue working to provide for themselves and their families. So 1.2 million is average cost of retirement for an individual these days.
And that's not the only reason you might work.
Right, yeah,
I work, and it's not for financial reasons.
yeah, or just to stay busy, you know, get out of the house. What, do you do some part-time work, Beth?
Well, I kind of have two jobs. I work for a health company, and I work for an attorney,
Oh, you do?
a law firm.
Nice, great. Retirement savings level, so as you can see, the highest percentage here, 26% of individuals surveyed only had about 50,000 in savings. So, and that can be for multiple reasons. One story I'll share with you about my parents, they went to an advisor in Manhattan, Kansas, home of the K-State Wildcats, and all he was able to do was to help them from stocks and bonds and mutual funds. And when I started working in Advisors Excel and started helping financial advisors, I'm like, why hasn't he talked to you about life insurance? Why hasn't he talked to you about annuities and providing that steady stream of income? And they're like, what? What are you talking about? And so I had to educate my parents on, you know, different financial products, not just having your money in the market, because my mom, even as we went along, she's like, yeah, we lost this much, you know, last month or last year. I'm like, yes, Mom, and annuities would have provided no loss, because you can't lose with an annuity. And life insurance, obviously it has its perks too, but at that point in time, they were only in the market. And that was only because of this gentleman that they were meeting with in Manhattan was not a comprehensive advisor, and he could only solve one problem. So, just basically, this slide, I just had some stats here. I'll skip over it, but Joel, I know with you being your own, running your own business, you're able to provide different services than maybe an Edward Jones guy. Having your own client events, you know, providing that personal touch service. So you're getting a lot more perks when you're dealing with an independent financial advisor versus a captive or a broker advisor. Real quick, I wanted to show you this video.
So you guys know Chicago, I'm sure in the neighborhood you guys have an old school butcher where you walk in and there's a bunch of guys, no gloves, big white aprons, and there's Frank and there's Stevie and there's Mikey, and these guys know more about meat and more about animals and more about cooking the meat than any of us will ever learn. And so you walk in and you say, hey Lou, I'm barbecuing this weekend, right? What do you like? And Lou goes to, the big racks of stuff he has underneath the glass, and he goes, the veal chops, just in from Argentina, they are the bomb. And you go, veal, oh, I like veal. Well, what do you got on skirt steak? Oh, we got some great skirt steak, just came in yesterday from Montana. Skirt steak is one of my favorite, marinated up a little bit, it's fantastic. Lou will never say to you, Elliot, it's a little long on the meat here, big guy, your cholesterol's getting high. Why don't you go down to the fishmonger a couple blocks and have a nice piece of salmon? Right? He'll never do that. Why? His job is to sell me meat, and I go in, actually the same way I go into the Toyota dealership, so I like Toyotas, and I trust the salesman to sell me a good product if I trust him. And the fact that he's got my interest at heart vis-a-vis my expectations for selling me that thing. By the same token, when I go to see a dietitian, I know she's going to look at all of my labs, she's going to take all the measurements, she's going to run all of her analysis, and she's going to absolutely give me her best thinking on what's best for me. Whether she's a vegetarian or a meat lover, likes this, likes that, if she thinks I should be doing something differently, even if it's not good for her, she's going to give me an opinion that's for my interest. So what's the difference between a fiduciary and the brokers? Well, these are dietitians, these are butchers. That's simple. Brokers are butchers selling product. Fiduciaries are dietitians looking after your health. The problem is most people think that their butcher is a dietitian. So when one of your moms or dads or friends calls the broker, says, you know, I got 200 grand, I sold a little piece of property, or I got some inheritance, what should I do with it? They're going in thinking they're talking to a dietitian, and they're really talking to Lou the butcher.
If I lost it all and I had to start from scratch,
So, as we can all agree after watching that, Joel is your fiduciary. He's not your just broker off the street that's selling you what he's gonna get paid the most commission on, what he believes in his mind to be the best for you. You would really want to find a fiduciary when you're headed into retirement. And as I mentioned, if the personal touch is important to you, you're gonna have better luck finding an advisor that's an independent financial advisor versus a broker that's not gonna give you the personal touch that you deserve, frankly, in your retirement age. As you know, I mean, he's got Hannah here, probably available 24/7, Joel's available 24/7 on the weekends or whatnot, able to answer your questions. Whereas, you know, your Edward Jones or your captive guy is not gonna be as personable. I told you it was gonna be short and sweet, so. Any questions I can answer